Hi, I'm Sally and this is the tutorial for my lily pad. This can be put with my water lily design that is on my YouTube channel, and there is also a frog to help to complete the pond set. So let's make a start. Taking your loom, staggered configuration, place it sideways. We're going to take double bands and we're going to place them diagonally along here. And then we're going to go along the bottom 7 times with double bands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more. And we're going to make an extension piece now to go along here. So taking double bands again, we're going to go along this top row here, just independently. We're going to remove it in a moment. We're going to go along 5 times with double bands. Two bands, don't double your bands over. Like, I'm just going to push those down. So it's like that, along here. Then we're going to take a single band, like this, stretch it out, cross it over so it's a figure of 8, and then double it back onto your fingers. And we're placing this on this last pin here. We're going to do exactly the same on these 4 pins as well. So taking a single band, doubling it over and placing it over these pins, double it, and double it, and the last one. Oh, that one's a bit thin, I'm not going to use that one in case it snaps. Find one that's a little bit better, use that one. Okay, so once you have your 5 bands on your extension, we're going to loop it up. So just going in through that wrapped over band, holding it on if you need to, and looping it forward, pushing them all out the way, holding them on if you need to so they don't jump off, flicking it over, and you're just doing this all the way up to the end. And there we go, there's the extension piece here. And what this will do, and this will add in the curved edge at the bottom here. So remove it from your loom, like so, so you have it hanging on your hook. And we're going to place it on this 3rd pin here, just here. So 3rd from the end. Just going to stretch it over, place it on, and then holding it at the bottom, you're going to stretch it out, and you should be able to see these little circles in your bands. Taking your hook or your fingers, whatever's easiest. I find it easier to come from underneath. Just hook it over the next pin, and you're just going to work your way along, getting the next little circle around your hook and putting it onto the next pin. You're just working your way down, adding this on, just going to put on the last band to help to hold it, keep it slightly more stretched, while I just get this last band and place it over. So push it down like that. So this is what it should look like with your extension along this side. Now we're going to do the centre row, and we're going to go along 8 times with double bands. and you don't need to do one solid colour if you don't wish to. You can do all different colour greens and just completely mix it up, or you could take one band of one green and one of another, have two different shades of green and put them on together, so you get this sort of effect. You can do whatever you like. You don't even have to use green if you don't want to. You could do blue, red, or anything you wanted to. And then along the top row we're going along 9 times. So you just get really creative. You could do a little pattern in the middle if you wanted to, and just play with it. But whatever you do come up with, it would be lovely to see. I'm on Instagram. If you wish to share your pictures with me, you can tag me in them at Sally's Looming. See what you come up with for this or any of my tutorial videos, any of my designs. So when you've finished and you've got all your bands laid out, it should look like this. And we're just going to place 2 diagonal bands from here to here and then from here to here. So using double bands, going like so. And we're also going to place a cap band on this middle pin here. It's taking a single band and wrapping it around 3 times. Like so. And there's one more thing to do before we put our triangle bands on. Because this is the bottom half of the lily, we will obviously need to add the top half on top. So we need to place bands along here, same as we did for this extension piece, so we can add it on once the other half is all laid out and ready. So doubling your bands over again, and you're working along all 10 pins. So from end to end this time, because the top corner will be tied off, so you won't be able to use that, and put that on. So just doubling them around your fingers and placing them over. And there we go. So you should have bands all the way along, like that. And now we're going to place our triangle bands on. So, if you haven't done this before, you're just going to place a band so it looks like a triangle, like so. And we're going to go all the way along to nearly the end. So, you just take a single band and you go round the 3 pins so it looks like a triangle. Same again, like so. Like that. And then once your loom looks like this, with your triangle bands and your extension and your cap band on and all your little bands along here, you're ready to loop. So taking your hook, going in through this band here where you place your cap band, and taking the top 2 bands only, pulling them round the hook, the pin, and looping them on to whichever pin they've come from, and then doing the same again. And these ones are coming for me down, and then these ones will go straight across. I've just dropped a band there. I'm just going to take my really small hook and just hook that back. Oh, fiddlesticks. There we go. I'm hooking that round so it looks like this. And now I'm going to carry on. Sorry, it's that way round for you. And I'm going to go all the way along the bottom to this pin here. So we're just doing all of the horizontal bands, by which I mean the bands that we've laid on that go straight across, not the triangle bands, because they're also called horizontal bands. Try not to confuse too much, cause too much confusion. And across, and again, all the way along, pushing the horizontal bands, triangle bands out of the way. I think I've got 3 bands there. Yep. So, I managed to get myself 3 bands on this hook. I'm not sure where the other ones come from. So, I'm going to place them back over the hook. I think I have the triangle band as well by accident, so I'm just going to sort this out. Push them right out of the way and slide them up. There we go. So, this is my bottom line here hooked. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the centre and the top row as well. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying mid-sentence. So, just going to go all the way along inside the triangle bands, which is quite easy to do on the centre because they don't really get in the way. Just going all the way along. So, that's the centre done. And now along the top. So the little bands that you've doubled round, you want to go inside of them and inside of any of the bands and just get the bottom 2 bands and loop them and leave all the other ones where they are. So you're going all the way along. I've only got 1 band there, so I'm just going to go back and get the other one. There. So once you've looped up all 3 rows, we can do these ones. So we're going to loop from the bottom up to the centre, and then the centre up to here, and then we're going to tie it off on this pin. So same again, just taking the bottom 2 and going inside all of the other bands and just looping up. So you should have them all looped up in a teardrop shape with no loose bands underneath, and then taking a single band, place your hook inside this top pin at the end, band over your hook, and then just pull it through and make a slip knot there. So it should be like this, all looped up in a slip knot on this top end pin here. All tied as you can do it. Once you're at this stage, you can remove it from your loom. If you're not, then please pause the video and then come back once you're at this stage. Everybody loops at different speeds. And then once we've done this, and this is all off, we're going to start on the top half of our water lily. So, make sure this band is as tight as you can get it without breaking it. And there is the bottom half of our water lily. So, now we're going to do the top half of the water lily. So, taking double bands, and we are going from the bottom of your loom, from the side second to the centre second, just there. And then we're going to do the same again, up to the top with double bands. So it's like this. And now we're going to go along the bottom of the loom 9 times. And this is where we're this is where we will join on the piece we've just made onto the bottom half. Two, three, four, five, six. So I've got 3 more to go. So that should be 9. So I'm just going to double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So you're ending. See, 2 away from the end there, like that. And then we're going to go up to the top line, and we're going to go along 2 along the top. So we're leaving the centre just for a moment and just doing along the top just 2, and then we're going to go diagonally down 1. Like so. And this bit that we're making now is this little cutout bit here. So it should look like this. And now we're going to go along the centre 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it should look like this. And then we're going to go diagonally up 1. Hang on a moment, sorry. I'm going to remove this one here. I think we should have only gone 4 along the centre, because that doesn't look right to me. You only need to miss out 2 pins. So we're going to go diagonally here to here. That still doesn't look right. Hang on one moment, let me just... Okay, sorry. I'm just going to take these off because something doesn't look quite right to me somehow. Let me just look for a second. I'll tell you for why. I've just worked it out. Sorry, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. I'm just going to remove all of the top and the centre bands, and I've just realised where I've gone slightly wrong. These bands here should be turning in, not out, and that's why. So they should look like this. So they should go up like this and not up like this. Sorry, it's entirely my mistake. So then, like I said before, we are going to go along here too, and then this should look a little bit better than it did before. So along the top 2 and then diagonally down 1, so like this, and we're going to go along the centre 5 with double bands. This is all double bands. So 5 times along the centre. So that's 3, 4 and 5, and that looks much better. So there we go. Apologise again for that little mishap. And then we're going to go diagonally from this pin here to this pin here. Like so. And then we're going to go 2 along here. So 1, should look like that so far. And then we're going to finish off the centre, and we're going to finish on this pin here. Like so. And we're just going to close it off by placing 2 lots of bands diagonally there, just to join up those ends like this, and placing a cap band on this pin here. So wrapping it around 3 times like that. And now we're going to add on our extension piece. Now this can get a little bit fiddly, but you should be able to pull out some of these loops so it sort of has a frilly edge along here like this, and we're just going to attach it along the bottom. So same as we did for this bit under here, you need to find the one that's right on the very end. It'll be right by the bit where you've tied it off, and we're just going to place that over this first pin here, and you will have 1 loop for each of the pins all the way down to the end. So hook or hand, whichever way is easiest for you. Just stretch it out and you should be able to see quite clearly, although it is very fiddly. So try just to get the loops. You should just have 2 pieces of band on each. Not sure that was right. It is right. Okay, and you will have to stretch it, but it'll be fine. It should be fine anyway. It depends on your bands. If you have fragile bands, then you may struggle, but using just ordinary bands, you should be absolutely fine. Just finding that last looped band. There's there. So once you've added on your extension, push it down, and it looks like this. You can see there you got the curve. We're going to place some more triangle bands on this to hold it all together. So the first one is going to go across there, just here, and we're going to work our way along. So we're going to put another 2 here on this side of like the little cutout bit. We're going to leave these bits just for now. We'll come back to those in a second. We're going to place another 2 triangle bands on this half. So 1 there and 1 there like that. And these ones under here, we're going to take a single band and double it back on itself again. And I'll place this on and then I'll show you, it'll be easier. And it's just going diagonally up from this pin, and we're going to do the same on this pin, diagonally up with a doubled over band. And it slipped, there we go. And this is what you want your loom to look like before you start looping, with all the triangle bands on, the extension on, cap band on this pin. And once you're at this stage, you're ready to loop up. If you're not, then again please pause and catch up and then come back, and I'll show you how to finish it off. So we're going to go in through this cap band here, push it right back and just take the top 2 bands, pull them round and hook them over, and then the next 2, pull them round and hook them over, and then the last one is going straight, so it's like this. And now we're going to work our way along the bottom, and that will help to hold this in place. So pushing all other bands out the way and just getting the bottom 2. And looping them forward. It is quite difficult with the extension on, it does make it quite tight around the pins. But if you do need to, and you need to loosen them, because there is a lot of tension, if you just take your hook, go inside the pin and just run your hook around the pin, it will just help to loosen up the bands and relieve any tension that you may have, and hopefully stop the bands from breaking as easily. And there we go, and we're just going to the end and not doing the diagonal bands just yet. And now we're going to work along the top and the centre. So taking your hook, we're going to go from this pin here forwards 2 to this pin here where you've got your diagonal band, and this is upside down in case you hadn't realised. So I'll turn it around so you can see a bit clearer. So we've just done to here, and now we're going to go to here and then do the diagonal bands. Like that. And we're now going to go ahead and hook along to the end. So pushing all the bands out of the way, hooking forward along the centre. And once you get your diagonal band, you should have the top 2 which go straight forward, so take them forward and just work your way along to the end. So you've gone all the way along the centre and you've done this little bit here. We're now just going to do this little bit here, and we've nearly finished. So it's going in through that band and pulling up the 2 centre ones and pulling them up towards the top, and then going forwards, and it should look like this. And now we're going to do the diagonal bands here. So going in, pulling up and down, and same again, and down. So you will finish on this bottom pin down here where you started. So then again, same as we did before, taking a single band, going in through this pin down here where we've just finished looping, put it over the end of your hook, hold it with your finger, and you're pulling it right up around the back of the pin, like that, and putting the end on your hook. I'll just separate them so you can see, so it's like that. And then taking this band over the top of this band, tightening it to form a slip knot as much as you can. If you need to take it off and tighten it more, that's absolutely fine. And then you can remove from your loom once you're all looped up with no loose bands underneath. I find it easy to use the end of my hook to remove things, because I'm always a little bit concerned that the odd band will snag and break. and cause problems. So I just take it a pin at a time and just, but if you're more confident and you're happier just to pull it off, then just pull it off. That's fine. Okay, and now you have your lily pad. Just give it a little tug. It's kind of loose in the middle, but it just allows you to stretch it out a little bit more and manoeuvre it. You will have the odd loopy band that sticks out, and these can just be tucked behind. So taking your hook, you go through a couple of the bands at the back, take your looped band and pull it through, pull it as tight as you can, and then just repeat, and this will hide your bands. So I'll just show you on one, and then you can do the other two, and that will hold. So if you just excuse these bands, just fold them out the way for now. I'll tuck them in afterwards. So if you want to attach your water lily to your lily pad, if you take a C-clip, I don't actually have one here, and you can just take it through two of the bands on the back of the water lily, just hook it through them, and then take a couple of the bands on the lily pad in the position you want and hook them through, and it will hold it. So, excuse me. So there you have your water lily and your lily pad. I hope you've enjoyed making this. As I say, the tutorial for the water lily and other flowers are on my YouTube channel. If you'd like to take a look, please comment, subscribe and like if you've enjoyed making this and you like my tutorials. By subscribing, it will let you know when I upload new videos, which at the moment is quite often. I do have a few other designs coming up. I'm also on Instagram at Sally's Looming. If you'd like to show me your finished results, that would be lovely to see. And I think that is all I need to say on this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.